Hello and welcome back to In Defense of a Movie Podcast. My name's Dan and joining me as always is Aaron.
What's up, guys?
Aaron.
Yes.
Let's do some jury duty. First off, welcome to your favorite, very inconsistent podcast.
Very, very inconsistent. Also, a happy New Year's, even though we're in April. Or, oh, Dan, do you have any April Fool's jokes?
April Fool's jokes. Honestly, just the fact that we're recording an episode today is kind of funny to me. But I'll say this right up front. We are probably terrible at communicating. To be fair, not a lot of people reach out to us, but we are pretty terrible at communicating. So I do apologize for that.
Yeah.
But we're still here. Aaron, how's your house project coming along?
Oh, it is, I would say it's the overall construction of it is at least about 90% done. There's just little tids and bits and things that I need to finish, but I'm currently living in it. I'm currently recording from it. And excited. Life has been busy.
That's exciting. You're just sitting there in a mountain of cat hair.
Yep. And this podcast episode is actually sponsored by cat hair. So if anybody needs some, I got lots.
As we speak, Artemis 2 is on the launch pad. Looking like it's a go today. That's also pretty exciting. Lots of crazy stuff happening in the world, but there's also some cool stuff too. Looks like Aaron, I was going to ask you about this completely off topic, but where do you land on the moon landing? Are you yay or nay? Did we do it or did we not?
What do you mean, like the original?
Yeah.
Or
the original.
This one that's happening right now?
No, the original. Did we go to the moon or was it a Stanley
Kubrick?
I mean,
fake. There's a couple of school of thoughts here, and I think the one that I would probably subscribe to the most is that we did go to the moon, but then the footage that is of the moon landing has been faked.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I honestly have no idea, but yeah, what about you?
I think we went, but I think that we were told to never go back.
Well,
that's my conspiracy. I've heard it float around a bit in UFO lore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? That's pretty cool and sci-fi-esque. We're not supposed to leave Earth. That's kind of where I land. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
And horrible at the same time.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I'm just please bring on the aliens.
Right? Yeah, I was going to say, people probably thought that we got Men in Blacked after our last episode being so alien-centric.
Yeah.
But we're still here. We're still here as promised. We didn't go away. We're still dear friends. Everything's fine.
It's
just
Men
busy,
in Blacked
busy,
ourselves. We blacked out.
We're here. And we're ready to talk about some movies. We're going to keep this episode kind of a little shorter, a little sweeter, just because we're going to getting back in the swing of things. And you'd mentioned earlier offline that you had a cold. And
I'm a tad sniffly, so I apologize if anyone hears me sniffling.
We're going to get some content out. We're going to talk about some movies. And might be some stuff you've seen already. Might be some stuff you haven't. But we're Aaron. As I understand it, we're gonna talk about some streaming slop today, aren't we?
Yeah. Before we get into that, Dan, did you want to just, I don't know, how have you been? What are you looking forward to in this new year? What are your dreams and aspirations?
Well, things have been pretty good so far this year.
Yeah.
I've been on a weight loss journey to kind of better my health and dump a bunch of weight in a healthy manner. So I've quit alcohol as of January 1st. So
nice.
I've been dry, I've been healthy, working out, all that stuff, losing weight, and things are going well there. So
hopefully not too dry, if you know what I mean.
A lot of this year is focused on health and I don't know. It feels like one of those years between years where I feel like I'm looking forward to stuff next year more so than this year. But more so just saving up money, doing the grind, getting through all the turbulent economic stuff and, growing the podcast. I want to get the first draft of the rewrite of a book I've been working on out.
Oh, cool.
Not out, but wrapped up this year. So that's on my radar and hopefully put out some more music. And obviously, go on some adventures. I got a wedding coming up in the fall that I'm excited to go attend. And so, yeah, some cool stuff. Going to be going to Montreal next month for a bachelor party, so that should be a wild time.
Oh, awesome.
Or however you say wild en français, I have no idea.
Sorry, I don't know what that was. Don't pay attention to me.
I'm eating lots of poutine, I'm sure, which is counterproductive to my weight goals. But you know what? It'll be fine. I'll
When
just have to
in
work out
Canada.
extra hard. Yeah.
Drown.
How about you?
I wish I could say I had a lot more exciting things going on, but it was just such a grind building the house that I got to a point where I just felt like my brain was melted because for a year and a half it was like go, 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 and just making sure all the boxes are checked and everything is flowing smoothly. Yeah. So I'm in a little bit of a lull right now, and currently I'm not freaking out, but I am a little bit worried because currently do not have a source of income, which is never a great feeling.
Really? With a body like that?
Yeah, that's the problem. I have a body like this. No, but seriously, I don't know what it's like for the rest of you out there in the places that you live, but here in Edmonton, Alberta, it is terrible. The job market is terrible. Nobody's hiring, and if they are hiring, you need experience, and you're underpaid. Like, everything is just terrible. So
that's so crazy to me.
Yeah, it's like I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, I might become a bus driver because, the kiddos need to get to school. But yeah.
Man, when I moved to Edmonton in 2007, 2008, whenever that was, it was the most booming place. There was signs like you could walk off the street and get a job. Literally everywhere was hiring. It was unbelievable.
I don't know what's happening out there. Like, it's not normal. That's the only way I can put it. Yeah. Because even the people who are hiring are hiring for pennies, basically. So I don't know. So like I said, a little bit concerning, and it's kind of a little bit of doom and gloom that kind of just sits in the back of your head, and you try not to think about it and just focus on the here and now. So happy to be here with you guys and recording this and talking about movies, because name another or a better way to just tune out the world.
I know.
Movies are perfect for that.
I know. It's no mystery that Canada is doing pretty terribly right now. And if you're on the outside looking in, most of the stuff you read online is pretty accurate. It is pretty crappy up here right now.
Well, to be fair, I think it's crappy everywhere right now.
Yeah, that's true. One of the things that's just really jumping out at me lately is I'm sick of just surviving. I feel like I've never really experienced the boom days. It's always been the bust days for our generation. Never really feeling like I'm surpassing it and having kind of that feeling of excess. Yeah. It's frustrating. It's frustrating always feeling like you're just kind of making good enough money. Never really just Yeah. It's not like I'm buying boats and shit. It's a different world than our parents grew up in. It's exhausting. The grind is pretty exhausting sometimes.
I am ready for the revolution. So if anyone else is also ready, hit me up.
I'm sick of surviving. I need some thriving. You know what I'm saying?
I'll show up with my one-piece flag, just waving it at people in the government's face. Did you see, sorry, this is a total side note, but did you see that in Nepal that they elected a rapper to become their new what is it, prime minister?
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I thought that was because I guess I get everyone do your own research. This is secondhand information that I'm probably not even getting right. So, but according, after they overthrew their government, it was, they used Discord to elect new officials. And, eventually they elected this rapper, to become their new prime minister. And, apparently Gen Z had a strong hand in it. So pretty interesting stuff. World is very turbulent right now, and there is no signs of it getting better. So hey, tune out with this podcast.
Yeah, we need Gen Z to become politically activated, in a big bad way. That's the only way that things are going to change, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's let's talk about our favorite form of escapism, which is, of course,
movies.
Yeah, the whole reason. You know what? I've quite enjoyed our podcast becoming a little looser. I know our mainline episodes, like we announced that we were gonna do Lost in Space, because the whole obviously premise of this show is we're defending bad movies. But those episodes, like where we take on a single film, they take a lot more dedication and research and everything else. It's been hard to get that done because the house and everything going on. So that episode is still coming. We did watch it. I have pages of notes. It's all there. But we don't want to just dump out episodes. We want them to be worth listening to. So in the meantime, we're going to talk about some recent releases. And get some content out so you guys know that we're alive and well as two Canadians can be. And let's go from there. Let's just, I'm not going to make any promises. I'm not going to oversell our release schedule. I'm not going to do that anymore. It's just, here's an episode and we're going to get another one done soon. Yeah. So, Aaron, what have you seen lately, man?
So there's a few movies I've seen, but the first one I want to talk to you is Ready or Not 2, Here I Come.
The game will begin.
They're coming. Oh my God.
In 5, 4, 3, 2. Do you have any questions?
Can I have a cigarette?
The heads of the council families will try to kill you and your sister. Whoever does wins the high seat and controls everything.
Everything?
The world.
You're telling me you didn't know your fiancé was in a devil cult?
Listen, if you don't do exactly what I say, we are going to die.
Dan, have you seen the first Ready or Not?
Yes, I loved the first Ready or Not. I recommended it to a lot of people. It was definitely a sleeper hit for me. I think I went and saw it. I think Brie and I actually went and saw that one in theaters, and I was kind of blown away by it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The second one follows the first one very closely in terms of just being pure entertainment. So I like going into this movie. I was just like, I wonder how they're making a second movie, because the way, like, if you remember the way the first one ended, it kind of ended in a way that you were like, okay, it doesn't necessarily need a sequel, but they ended up making one, and you know what? They did a really good job. There was some things like plot holes in the movie, but they were mostly overshadowed just over the playfulness of the movie. Definitely explored the lore of everything going on a little bit more. They talk about that family. They talk about like who they were, why they were doing the things that they were doing, and just something really cool is that, without giving too much of it away, but basically, the events of the first movie evoked a clause that kind of take over in the second movie here. Yeah, sorry, I'm really trying not to give any spoilers away here, but definitely worth seeing it. What's her name? Samantha Samara?
Yeah, I think it's Samara Weaving.
Samara Weaving does a fantastic job, and she has a sister in this movie. The only thing that I will say is that they didn't do much for an outfit change for her, and so it just kind of was interesting to me because, you would have been like, I guess this whole entire movie, the first and second one, immediately happens after the first movie here. So it does make sense.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it does make sense, and definitely has that playfulness about it. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. It was very, very charming, very witty, and had a lot of heart and humor to it. Wasn't the most polished thing, but at the end of the day, I think the entertainment value of this movie was 9 out of 10, right? And so
it almost sounds like they're going a John Wick route with a high table or something that now has to
I'd really be curious, because the way that this one ended, I would be curious if they could make a third one.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
To be fair, I didn't think there was going to be a second one. So
yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
It looks like it's doing pretty well. It's sitting on Rotten Tomatoes at 90% and a 74% critical rating. and a nice snappy hour and 48 minutes. So that's exciting. Well, if you haven't seen the first one, I highly, highly recommend it, and you highly, highly recommend the second one. So
you cannot go wrong with either of these movies.
Awesome.
Yeah. What have you seen, Dan?
I've seen a ton of stuff, obviously, since we last spoke, and even more recently, but one I wanted to highlight really quick was the new animated movie from Disney Pixar called Hoppers.
Doc! Oh, I need your help. Mabel, I'm in the middle of class. A class that you are enrolled in.
Sup, Mabel?
Come with me. The traditional methods to understand animals just weren't working. But we've done it, Mabel. We created a revolutionary technology that gives us unprecedented access to the animal world. We call it hoppers. Huh? We put this into this. Yes, this into this. Mabel, be careful!
Hoppers stars Piper Curda and Bobby Monahan, John Hamm, and a few other folks, including Dave Franco. Basically, in this movie, Piper plays Mabel, this kind of punky, troubled preteen teen who is trying to protect this spot, this like pond that her like grandma used to take her, and it's basically they're building like an interstate through it. The mayor is like a big loop road, ring road through it or something, and so she's trying to find a way to save the environment, and it turns out that if you can bring the animals back, then it becomes a conservation area and they can't build the interstate through it. So she essentially gets her mind into a robot beaver, because beavers are a keystone species, and is trying to get all these animals to come back to this pond. That's like the plot in a super, super nutshell. I took my 5-year-old to this thinking it would be like a super duper good time, and she didn't like it. In fact, there was a scene relatively close to the end of the movie in the third act that kind of scared her really badly and soured the whole experience. And
Dang.
it's getting rave reviews online. People seem pretty happy with it. I didn't much like it myself. I thought it was a bit, I don't know. I didn't really engage with it too much. I thought it was a little bit too wacky and a little bit too heavy-handed. I didn't think it was as funny as people were saying it was. And then I thought it would be appropriate, given Disney Pixar and the wackiness of the characters. Yeah. I thought it would be appropriate for a 5-year-old. But if you haven't seen it already, I would not recommend it for a 5-year-old. I'd recommend it for someone a little closer to, say, like 10 years old.
Dang.
Because there is like some spooky face stuff at the end my daughter, she was like, we got in the car and she was like, Daddy, when that comes out on like Disney Plus, can we like not watch it?
No, we're gonna watch it every night.
Yeah. And she's like, if you and Mommy want to watch it, just can you do it when I'm already asleep so I don't have to watch it?
Yeah. Aww.
Yeah, of course. Like she was just done with it, didn't want anything to do with it. So you know what? For what's essentially a kid's movie, that's not exactly a glowing endorsement from my side of things. So, you know, it's wacky, it's got a lot of heart, but it wasn't really my cup of tea, and it wasn't my 5-year-old daughter's cup of tea. So take that for what you will.
Well, I can safely say, Dad, I will never watch it.
She seems to have become a Joan of Arc type rebel leader.
Mabel, we do not use hopping technology to upset the animal world. She found the button.
The Animal Council has been summoned. The shrill beaver is right.
Yeah!
Their treachery ends here, now!
Yeah!
Let's squish the humans!
Yeah!
Wait, squish?
They squish us. Why shouldn't we squish one of them?
I really don't think we need to go all the way to squish.
So I have another movie here. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's called Mercy. It's currently free on Amazon Prime.
My name is Detective Christopher Raven. We live in a world where murderers walk free, in a justice system bogged down by red tape and human error. That all ends with mercy. A judicial system powered by artificial intelligence with access to every camera, cell phone, and database. If you commit a capital crime, you have 90 minutes to prove your innocence to an AI judge, or you will be executed.
First of all, let me say that I'm not the biggest Chris Pratt fan. And also, when I first saw the trailers of this movie, I was just thinking like, oh, this is just like a reboot of Minority Report.
Yeah.
Going into this movie with those two thoughts, I really had no high expectations for it.
Yeah.
The girlfriend wanted to watch it, and so it was kind of like, okay, well, whatever. Like, it's a free movie. Why not? I'll tune in and watch it. After watching it, I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest. Not that, it was anything that was going to, like, knock your socks off and, get nominated for an Oscar or anything like that. But it was entertaining from start to finish. And it definitely had a bit of an intensity to it, and which I ended up really enjoying about it. It was kind of like a little bit like Minority Report, but not quite as crazy. And also, I don't know, I kind of am a little bit divided towards the message at the end of the movie, because it sort of felt like they made this movie for AI. The premise of it is that there's a sort of AI judge that has like this way of predicting, I guess, or basically giving people like a fair trial. So Chris Pratt's character, Chris Raven. He is a key. Yeah, Chris Raven. I know.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. Is it me, Dan, or do you find it weird whenever actors like Chris Pratt playing Chris Raven that like they couldn't just give him a different name from his like actual real name?
It's weird. It's weird. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah. Okay. I was definitely finding it a little bit odd. Call him John or something like that. Give him a little bit of a different name.
Do you know that Keanu Reeves has played someone named John or Johnny like 11 different times?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked it up one day because I was curious. I was watching Johnny Mnemonic again, and I was like, man, I feel like he's always named John in movies, except for like maybe a handful. It's like,
maybe that's
so
like
many.
one of his stipulations for. He's like, I don't want to do another name, just John, okay?
Just John, okay? That's it. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, total sidebar, but yeah.
But yeah, so in this movie, Chris Raven, Chris Pratt's character, is being accused of committing a murder, and he's sitting on trial with this AI judge, and they kind of got to go through the entire case, and he's got to present his case for why he's innocent. And basically, at the end of the movie, it was like, I don't want to spoil it, so Dan, do you plan on watching it at all?
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Okay. Well, I won't say too much, but I'll just basically say that it was just like Chris Raven, his character was just kind of teaching the AI like how to behave properly. That it's not always going to get things right. And so that's what I'll leave it at. And that's what I mean is like watching this movie, you're kind of like, okay, there is like a good entertainment value that I am getting from this, but also who is this movie made for?
Yeah.
And that's where I come back to like, because if AI is just currently like learning from us, right? Like these large language models are being pumped with like our like our literature, our movies, our like pop culture, and that's how it's learning. And so if you were to teach AI, would you not just like make things that are AI based? I don't know. It's kind of like I'm on a really weird thought right now, but I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are after watching it.
Well, for starters, I probably would have used AI to workshop the name Chris Raven a little bit.
You're right.
No, the marketing and trailers for this movie are probably some of the worst I've seen in recent memory.
Yeah.
You got like Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson as, like AI sci-fi spin. It looked so dull. It looked like a made-for-TV movie. It was very strange.
Yeah.
As I understand, I think it bombed at the box office. I should pull up the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it bombed at the box office.
I didn't even know it came out. I thought this was like straight to Prime.
Well, it has that aura about it for sure. So, I definitely want to watch it, but I probably wouldn't have watched it if you didn't tell me it was worth watching.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's entertaining enough, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'll leave it at.
I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'll mention it very, very briefly. There was this other Amazon offering that I don't think came to theater. I think it was right to streaming, called The Bluff, and it was basically a pirate movie with Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Carl Urban. I watched that on a whim with Brie a couple weeks back, and it's definitely a streaming movie. It has that Amazon vibe to it. I think it looks like it was shot on the Volume soundstage or something. Like, it has really weird, unnatural lighting.
Mm-hmm.
But I found it reasonably entertaining, and Carl Urban's just hamming it up. It's very... it's not a good movie, but it's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll just slide that one in as like a super soft recommend if you're looking for a silly action movie. Because I kind of mentioned this when we were talking about Heads of State, where Amazon's slowly kind of developing this brand of like middle of the road action movies. They're not quite geezer teasers. They're kind of like almost like dad movies in a way.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. But The Bluff is right up there.
Yeah.
There's a couple little twisty twists to it as to who's who and what's what, but I won't spoil them. I'll just say, if you want to see Carl Urban hamming it up as a pirate, then check it out.
Honestly, anything to do with pirates, I'm there for it. So I watch this as well, and like I said, entertaining enough. And I don't necessarily know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but at the end of the day, it's free on a streaming service. If you have that streaming service already, so I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is we're post-Oscars season now, and it was kind of interesting seeing how favorably some of the movies we talked about over the last season did. I wasn't expecting Begonia to get nominated for anything, and it did. Mm-hmm. And of course, I haven't seen One Battle After Another yet, but Sinners did pretty well and picked up a lot of awards through the awards season, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised by that. It didn't necessarily seem like a super award-worthy movie. It felt more like,
I thought the same thing as well, and because Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor as well, right?
Yeah.
And which was... a bit of a surprise to me. I do not think he's a bad actor by any means. It's just that I didn't think that that character that he played was Best Actor at the Oscars worthy. Mm-hmm. I don't know. This is why I don't pay attention to the Oscars anymore, because the Oscars for me has just turned into some sort of rich person's club. Yeah. I don't know how else to explain it.
For sure. You're not going to enjoy a movie just because it has accolades behind it, right? You're going to enjoy it because you're interested in the subject matter or whatever. So anyway, so there's one more I want to talk about before we get out of here. Yeah. And that is Netflix's War Machine.
Son, you're one of the most promising candidates we've ever seen.
But why are you here? I just want to get across that finish line, Sergeant Major.
Rangers are the spearhead of the United States Army. Do you understand me? Yes, sir, Sergeant!
Hey, slow down, Superman. Making the rest of us look bad.
You can expect your emotional, physical, and mental strength to be pushed to the limit.
Keep your eyes open. This cover's going haywire.
What the hell is that?
This movie stars Alan Richardson, Dennis Quaid, Asai Morales, and Jai Courtney primarily, and a whole bunch of, I want to call them red shirts. If you're a Trekkie, you know what that means. A whole bunch of expendable soldiers.
Yeah.
This was a huge surprise to me, this movie. Mm-hmm. There's two camps going into this movie. Those that don't know what the big kind of twist to it is, and those that do going into it. I had the twist of it kind of ruined for me on X before I watched it. So, because I saw a random clip of it and I was like, oh, okay, that looks pretty cool. After I watched it, I liked it so much that I showed it to my father-in-law, and I didn't tell him what the twist of the movie was in terms of what the real threat was in the movie, the real or antagonist rather. And his jaw just kind of hit the floor because he had no idea where the movie was going. And that was cool to experience it like that. So I don't want to spoil this movie if you haven't seen it, because on its face, it just seems like kind of like a soldier movie. You got Alan Richardson. His brother tragically dies, and he kind of blames himself for not being able to get him back to base after this kind of this strike on their unit. And they kind of made a promise to each other that they were going to become Rangers and go through Ranger training in Colorado. And to become a Ranger, you got to do all this big boot camp and then do this one last challenge where they drop you off in the middle of nowhere. You got to like blow up a plane, rescue somebody, and cross this finish line back at base. And of course, Alan Richardson, he's injured. He's got sleep issues. He's already been disqualified a couple times because of health issues and stuff. And so like he's a really interesting, damaged character, and you're really rooting for him to succeed. And that's about as deep as it gets, right? Like it's pretty surface level, but then this big twist happens that takes the movie in an entirely different direction. And the thing I love about this movie so much is not only because it's a simple action movie, just a fastball down the middle, nice tight script, get in, get out, like some of my favorite type of movies, but it's shot outside. It's shot with natural lighting. It's people doing their own stunt. You got Alan Richardson like jumping into a river, a whitewater rapids river, swimming across, like real stuff. You really get this sense of weight in the scenes. Like don't get me wrong, there is CGI, there's lots of elements, but there is like a old school vibe to this film that reminded me so much of movies like Predator and some of the classic 80s, 90s staples that we grew up with. And it was it was so
good
refreshing.
Old action movie.
Yeah, and it wasn't like in an Amazon Prime way where it felt like it was shot on a soundstage and in a weekend or whatever, and it didn't have John Cena in it or whatever, or Idris Elba or whoever the usual suspects are with these kind of movies, right? Like this was...
Well, I would argue that Alan Richardson is on his way to that usual suspect area.
I think so, but this movie, I would say, is lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
They're likely going to cheapen it with a sequel, which I think would be kind of a bad idea. It reminded me kind of like Predator, a little bit like Starship Troopers in a sense, but not as like satirical or funny or whatever. But it definitely had that old school vibe where it could have very easily have been a Paul Verhoeven film if it was even more violent than it is and even more edgy than it is. So very pleasantly surprised. Since then, I've watched a few more Alan Richardson things that were kind of on the back burner to me, including the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. That was really entertaining too. So I've been on a catch-up Alan Richardson kick because there's a lot of stuff he's done, like Reacher and whatever, that I've kind of avoided because I kind of put him in a box, right? And I was like, that's kind of just whatever.
Did you watch Blue Mountain State yet?
Not yet. I just remember him as being like Aquaman in Smallville, right?
Yeah,
so like
the Blue Mountain State, he plays this character Vlad, and he is pretty funny. He's one of those actors that has just been like around forever, hey?
He really has. Like if you look at his filmography, he has been in so much stuff just randomly.
I seen a clip of him on American Idol singing to Paula Abdul. Like it's just like the weirdest stuff. Like he's just dabbled in everything, but also he's kind of got like a bit of range as well. Well, I say that very loosely.
A little bit.
Range in the terms of things that like apply to him.
That kind of actor can very easily end up in like the geezer teaser box where he's headed for like the next Expendables kind of territory. You know what I mean? Like that. I worry that that's where his career is taking him, but. This movie is a huge streaming hit, and if you're a fan of action movies, like this is a gift that does not come around very often. And so watch it, enjoy it, and try to go in blind. I'm not going to spoil what the twist is because I wish I hadn't known going in. So
yes,
there's so much to talk about. There's some other news I wanted to get into, but I think I'll just save it all. like Terminator Zero getting canceled. I wanted to talk to you about that and a few other things. But I think we'll just save it. We'll just keep it all bottled up, and we will get another episode out as soon as we are able to. But thanks so much for sticking with us. We really do value you and your listenage and your feedback, and for sticking with us and staying subscribed. Be sure to check out our back catalog going back to like 2019. We are still here and we're still going strong. And thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Aaron, any final words?
Bad movies are still coming out, so we still got a podcast here.
Definitely.
No, just everyone stay safe out there. Shrink your world a little bit and try to take care of those closest to you.
Well, that's a very lovely sentiment, Aaron.
Thank you.
Well, with that being said,
I try.
We will see you on the next episode of In Defense of a Movie Podcast.
Bye.